Hello friends. Nationalism in India. It is one of the important lessons for the grade 10 board exam, and most of the questions comes in history from this chapter. This lesson is about the how did the Gandhiji's role was there for the different activities in India during the freedom. So I hope it will be helpful for you. This is the first part. Second part will be explained in the next video. I will share its links in the description box. So let us start. This lesson is very useful for the students who are preparing for the competitive exams also. So let us start from the first page of the lesson. This lesson is telling about how the colonization was there in India, and Vietnam also faced same problem. So Vietnam and many other colonies, they was fighting for the freedom, and it was called as an anti-colonial movement. Colonies means the other countries are coming in our country and they are occupying our country, and they are ruling us. So in this way, when we are trying to move them out from our country, that movement is called as an anti-colonial movement. So it's clear, I think. So then the sense of being oppressed under the colonialism provide shared bond that tied many different groups together. So for fighting against the colonies, the people came together. So in this lesson, we will see that how the different people fight for their freedom and how they came together. Before the Britishers came, there was a lot of casteism and different groups. It was divided. But when they came for fighting for the freedom, they all came together. So here you can see the picture of the Ho Chi Minh. Same, just like in our country, what is the role of Mahatma Gandhi? Same role he played in the Vietnam for uniting the people and fighting for the freedom. So he is the father of the Vietnam. He is known as, just like our in our country, Gandhi ji is called as the father of our nation. So the Congress under the Mahatma Gandhi tried to forge these groups together for the movement, and this was known as the Khilafat movement, non-cooperation movement. These things was happened during the First World War. In this lesson, actually, before also a lot of things was happened for the fighting for freedom, but here we will see what was the situation during the time of the First World War. So, due to the First World War, all over the world, the economical crisis was there. So you can see just now also due to the Ukraine and Russia war, a lot of economical changes are happening in all over the world. So each other country is connected with the indirectly or directly with each other. So it affects the other country also when war happens in any other place. As Britishers was a part of the World War, it was directly affected to India. So the economical problem was faced by the Indian also. How the Britishers wanted to create more and more have more and more money for fighting the war. They need more money. They was totally wanted to expend money for the army. So they increased the tax for fulfilling. So what will happen during the First World War? They increased the tax and to fulfill their expenditures for the fighting the war. So tax was increased, custom duties were also raised, income tax was also reduced, new tax was introduced in our country, and price of the commodities of India was also increased. So this was the problem during that time. They were forcefully recruiting the people in war. That is all as a forced recruitment. By force, they were filling the vacancies and they were telling the people to join the war. So that was the second reason the people was having unrest, and they became against the Britishers. More anger was increased. So first reason was there, that hunger. There was the tax was increased, custom duties was increased, income tax was introduced. Okay, so these all are the one problem. Another problem was they was forcing the people to join the war, and that was called as a forced recruitment. Okay, so villagers were called upon to supply soldiers, and it was known as the forced recruitment. This was one reason. Another situation was there. There was an epidemic, and influenza like epidemic was there in 1921. 12 to 13 million people's life was spoiled, and famine, due to the famine, their life was affected. And British did nothing for the our people. And that was also one reason that people got angry. People hoped that this hardship will finish after the First World War, but it did not happen. So again, discontent was there. Now Mahatma Gandhi, seeing this whole situation, decided that there should be something should do for our nation. So when Mahatma Gandhi came to India in 1915, okay, so he before that he was in the South Africa. There he fought for the people of the Africans, and he marched there, and where he was Gandhiji was arrested. Thousands of more workers also joined the satyagraha in Africa and fight against the racism. So what was the reason in Africa? Racism was the problem. There was a lot of difference and between the rights of the whites and non-whites, and this was the racism in the Africa. That was the reason that there he did the satyagraha. Due to that, he became very famous. And when he came to India, people welcomed him very well. And they was expecting that now Mahatma Gandhi has come to our country, we also will get the freedom. So the idea of satyagraha was emphasized in India, and he was believing that the aggressiveness and is no use. We need to talk with non-violence, and by negotiation we can do. So what is the meaning of satyagraha? That basically it emphasizes the power of truth and demand to the search of truth. Satyagraha. Satya means truth. So this could be done by appealing to the conscience of the oppressor, those who are, we can appeal them, we can, in the request way. The people included, the oppressors, had to be persuaded to see the truth. Instead of being the force and attacking on them or doing the violence, they believe in the request way to demand the freedom. So Mahatma Gandhi believed that this dharma and non-violence can unite the Indian people, and unitedly we can demand for the freedom. In this way, he started to work. So Satyagraha was the idea that of the Mahatma Gandhi. He wanted to get freedom with non-violence. So when the Mahatma Gandhi came to India, he started visiting all over the India. First of all, he went to Champaran in 1916. He traveled to Champaran, Bihar, and he see the struggle of the peasants, and he tried to fight against that, and it was solved also. In 1917, he organized Satyagraha in support of the peasants in Kheda village. Kheda district is in Gujarat. And this is these, let me tell you that these Gujarat and Champaran, where did he visit, these all are coming in map pointing also. So you should remember that Champaran in Bihar and Kheda village in Gujarat. So in map pointing also you should keep in your mind. So the peasant of Kheda could not pay the revenue as it was very high. So Gandhiji also did satyagraha there and fight for the rights of the Kheda village people. In 1918, he went to Ahmedabad, that is also in Gujarat. And in this moment, cotton mill workers were struggling, and there he fight for them. Okay. Meanwhile, this whole thing was happening. The Rowlatt Act was passed in India. In 1919, the Rowlatt Act was passed in India. According to that, the government can arrest anybody without any reason telling them that what for they are arresting them. So it gave the government enormous power to repress the political activities. As you saw that Gandhiji coming after, the freedom fighting activity was increasing, he wanted to stop them. That is why the Rowlatt Act was imposed. According to that, they can suppress they can stop the political activities and allow to detention of the political prisoners without trial for 2 years. That means they can arrest them, and up to 2 years they can keep them without trial, means without any telling the reason or any court presentation. They can keep them for 2 years jail. Mahatma Gandhi wanted non-violent civil disobedience against this unjust law. It was not at all the justice. So in 6th April, they did rallies, they did organizations was happened. 10th April also, the police of Amritsar fired upon the peaceful procession. They was trying to control this procession. So in all over the India, there was the activity was active. People was very active in fighting against this Rollet Act. During this period, only one big incident was happened. That was Jallianwala Bagh incidents. In 13 April also, against this Rollet Act only, there was a meeting where like thousands of people gathered. And on the day, the large crowd was gathered in Jallianwala Bagh. Some came to protest against the government's new this law. So other had come to attend just the annual fair when Vaisakhi is the 13th April is the Vaisakhi. So some people came to fight to join the meeting, and some came in the fair where the nearby fair was there. So seeing this, General Dyer decided that as they are getting meeting against the law, it was so he decided to kill these people, and he sent the troop, which was continuously open fire for 15 minutes. They continuously fired on them, and thousands of people died. Then more than 10,000 people were wounded. So his object was to declare later was that he was wanted to create the fear among the people so that they will not go against the law. So that clarification was given by the General Dyer, and he was not at all repenting for that. So you can see today also here in this wall, down two pictures are today's, and today we have still today we can see the bullets of the on the walls, the stain of the bullets we can see. So thousands of people was died, and this created unrest among whole India, and people was very much angry, and this created more speed of this protest. So there was strike, clash between the police and attack, and police tried to control them very brutally. You can see there was some was killed directly, some was told to crawl on the street. This picture they are showing the people is crawling in all over the street. This was the punishment given by them, and they was forced to salute the Sahib. That they have to forcefully told to salute them. So in this way, some of the punishment was given against these incidents, and seeing the violence spread, Mahatma Gandhi call of the movement, he stopped as it was going to the violence way. So while the Rollet Satyagraha has been widespread movement, it was still limited in mostly cities. Mahatma Gandhi felt that in small areas, if we do the protest, it is not successful. We have to bring all the people together. So he decided that Hindus and Muslims all should come together and fight against this movement. So there was a situation in the First World War when it ended in the Ottoman Turkey, and there were a rumor that the harsh peace treaty was imposed on the Ottoman Emperor. Ottoman Emperor is the Khalifa. He was the Islamic spiritual head. He was kept in jail. He was arrested. So rumor came that he was ill-treated by the English people. So the people wanted to defend the Khalifa's temporal power. So Khalifa is a person, let me tell you again, Khalifa is the person of the Islamic world. After the first war, rumor was spread that he was ill-treated, and he was sent to jail. So the Muslim of all over the world was unhappy with that. So in India also, Khilafat Committee was formed in Bombay in 1990. The young generation of the Muslim leaders came together like two brothers, Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali. They began to discuss with Mahatma Gandhi about this situation. Gandhiji saw this is a good opportunity to bring the Hindus and Muslims together, and he also decided to join the movement, and that movement is called as the Khilafat movement. So the movement which was to protect the Khalifa of the Ottoman Turkey, that movement is called as the Khilafat movement. So Gandhiji saw this opportunity. So they got a meeting in Calcutta in September 1920. He convinced all the leaders of the Congress also to join the non-cooperation movement, and support the Khilafat as well as for the Swaraj. So now the motto of the non-cooperation movement is two. One is the Khilafat and also the Swaraj. So in this way, the Hindu Muslims came together to fight against the British. So now, why did he decided to non-cooperation movement? What do you mean by non-cooperation movement? And why did Gandhiji decided that we should have a non-cooperation movement? Okay, so this is one of the important question for you. So up to now, whatever we have covered in this Khilafat movement, what do you mean by Khilafat movement? Okay, this is one of the important question. Next, what was the Gandhiji's movement in all over the India? What he did after the coming to India, and which places, what activities, like in first went to Champaran, next where, what is Satyagraha is one of the important question. After arriving, where did he visit is one of the important question. What is Rowlatt Act? Explain about that. This next very important question. You can go through this slide and you can study. What is the Jallianwala Bagh incidents? Explain about that. In this slide, it will be helpful for you. And next, Rowlatt Act. What do you mean by that? Okay, what is Khilafat movement? Now let us come to why did Mahatma Gandhi decided non-cooperation? So in his famous book Hind Swaraj, Mahatma Gandhi declared that British rule established in India with the cooperation of 57 nationalists in India. Means we allowed them to come, we cooperated them. That is why they are able to come to India, and they are able to stay here. If we refuse, we all refuse to use their goods and everything, if we don't cooperate them, then automatically the same situation will come. They have to go from here. So he decided that if we stop buying their things and we stop working for them, so automatically there will be hardship for them. So if India refused to cooperate, British rule in India would collapse within a year and Swaraj would come back. This was said by the Mahatma Gandhi. So this slide is also useful for answering why does the cooperation, non-cooperation movement. Now, how this activity was done? Okay, so we decided that okay, non-cooperation movement will be done. What we will do under this? So Gandhiji proposed that movement to unfold us in stage. It should begin with the surrender of the title of the government awards, like they used to give the awards, and some of the titles was given Maharaja Raja, like that. So they boycott that. They boycotted the civil service, army, police, court, legislative council, schools, and foreign goods. Everything they boycotted. Boycotting means not using or not following them. So then, in case the government used repression, a full civil disobedient campaign would be launched. So through the summer 1920, Mahatma Gandhi, Shaukat Ali toured extensively, mobilizing popular support for the movement. So many people came together and they were able to mobilize the people. The people started protest against them. They boycotted the foreign goods and they started using the Indian made goods. And in this way, it was a lot of development in India, and the new movement was started in India. Now, next we will see that how did the people of the India started a movement. So different group of people take this movement in different ways and they protest in different way. For example, farmers, their demand was different, the workers' demand was different, the city people demand was different. In next video, we will see that how did the different group of people protest against the movement, and we will see that how this development took place, and at the end we got the freedom. Thank you, children. This is the first part, and I hope it will be helpful for you. Please go through that once or twice, then only you will be able to understand and you will be able to write the exam very easily. These slides will be helpful for you writing as your question answers also. Okay, children, best of luck. Have a nice day. Bye-bye. Please subscribe if you did not subscribe. Have a good day.